Coming up on Chapman News, a house fire in Yorba Linda leaves one woman dead. What neighbors saw that led to the discovery.
Plus, mountain lion sightings on the rise in Orange County. We've got some tips on how to protect yourself if you encounter one.
And Irvine Police is cracking down on texting and driving. We'll explain how they're raising the stakes during Distracted Driving Awareness Month. That's coming up in a live report. Chapman News starts right now. Good afternoon and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Leah Freeman.
And I'm Mitch. Thanks for joining us. Heroic action from multiple agencies and Good Samaritans to try and save a 90-year-old woman trapped on the second story of her burning home proved unsuccessful. The fire broke out around 10 a.m. on Todd Avenue in Yorba Linda Tuesday morning. Diane Gersenfeld has more on the frantic rescue.
Just panic knowing that someone was trapped in the house.
Early Tuesday morning, homeowners noticed what appeared to be black mist coming from the house across the street. But when the mist soon turned into a thick cloud of smoke, they realized something was terribly wrong.
And a neighbor knocked on the door screaming, alerting me that the house across the street was on fire, and the homeowner was outside yelling to me that his mom was trapped in the house.
Neighbor Mimi Mossman is seen running towards the house in the sheriff's dashboard video. The 56-year-old son and several other Good Samaritans tried extinguishing the fire with a hose, but the smoke and flames were just too intense.
OC Sheriff's deputies were first to try to rescue the 90-year-old grandmother stuck on the second floor in her bedroom. But when flames quickly started to make their way up the stairs and smoke became too thick, both the deputies' lives were in danger soon.
In the corner, you can see one of the deputies scaling the fence and hopping onto the roof, breaking out windows to try and find the woman. But he and his partner were soon forced to turn back when smoke became too thick, and they were rushed to the hospital along with the woman's son.
That is why our firefighters have to wear air tanks, because you could die when you suck in the hot gases and the smoke.
Soon, OC Fire Authority and Anaheim firefighters arrived and put out the flames. Fireman Jose Arredondo was able to reach the woman in the back of her bedroom and pull her to safety.
When we found her, she was unconscious. Upon bringing her out to the front of the house, we found that she didn't have a pulse and she wasn't breathing.
After heroic action from the community, it was too late, and hours later, she was declared dead at the hospital. Reporting in Yorba Linda, I'm Diane Gerstenfeld, Chapman News.
OC Coroner's Office has identified the woman to be 90-year-old Yorba Linda resident Catherine Carris. Officials are investigating reports that a space heater may have ignited the lower den.
A baseball brawl quickly turned violent when three Marines were stabbed Sunday morning in Huntington Beach. The argument was between two rival team fans of the Angels and Dodgers and quickly escalated to a fight captured on camera. The Angels fan was knocked to the ground, beaten, and kicked in the head. Three Marines who saw the fight jumped in to help her but were attacked by the friends of the Dodger fan. All three Marines were taken to a local hospital for treatment. The two Dodger fans were arrested and booked on assault with a deadly weapon.
We're following the investigation on an Iraq War veteran who went on a shooting rampage Wednesday at the Fort Hood military base. 3 people died and 14 others were injured. The gunman later took his own life. Investigators are now saying the veteran was under evaluation for possible post-traumatic stress disorder and mental illness. New evidence says the gunman may have been involved in an argument with another soldier before the shooting occurred. As of this morning, the latest information is that the gunman purchased the weapon from the same store as the 2009 Fort Hood shooter. Authorities are also planning to speak with the shooter's wife and are expected to search his home and personal belongings in search of a motive.
With gas prices up these days, one man took matters into his own hands to beat the pump. Roxanne El Hashim explains how his trip to the gas station took a wrong turn.
A man suspected of stealing 120 gallons of gasoline at a 76 station was arrested in San Juan Capistrano on Tuesday. An employee said the incident happened around 6 a.m. when a man was pumping gasoline into large containers in the back of his pickup truck. He had fixed the gas pump to not charge him a bill. The owner of the station noticed and confronted the driver. The man was identified as Zahir Shabazz, a Garden Grove resident in his 40s. According to officials, this is not the first gas theft that has happened in the surrounding areas.
Yeah, I would say that it happens often. What I will say is that in the recent past, there have been a rash of gasoline thefts throughout Orange County and Los Angeles. I mean, just being aware of what's going on. I mean, obviously, if you see somebody filling up containers in the bed of a truck, that would be an indicator.
Shabazz is now in custody in San Juan Capistrano and faces charges with Orange County District Attorney's Office. Investigators in LA and Orange County are now in contact with each other to try to connect the suspect with the other gas thefts surrounding the area. From Orange, I'm Roxanne Al-Hashim, Chapman News.
Police urge anyone who sees suspicious activity to call the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
A kidnapping investigation is underway in Placentia after a man was seen being beaten and then pushed into a car. Placentia police officers received a call about an assault at 10 p.m. on Wednesday night. The witness said there was a group of men beating and attacking another man who was then pushed into a car before the car sped away. When officers arrived to the scene, they found a significant amount of blood and other evidence that indicated a crime may have occurred. While police and investigators screen the security cameras from local Placentia businesses, anyone with more information is urged to call Placentia Police.
April is upon us, and with this month comes Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Megan Shin is at the Irvine Police Department with more on how this is affecting Orange County drivers. Megan?
Thank you, Mitch and Leah. Well, over 200 California police stations and the California Highway Patrol are coming together to put a stop to cell phone use behind the wheel and other forms of distracted driving, such as putting on makeup, reading a map, or reading a book on the steering wheel. Texting and driving, illegal to do in California, but sometimes you catch yourself thinking it can't wait. The month of April, though, is all about making you think twice with the Distracted Driving Awareness Campaign. During the campaign, the Irvine Police Department is offering a zero-tolerance policy for texting or using a handheld device while driving. Traffic officers will be on alert all through the month for distracted drivers, issuing tickets for those who dangerously use their phones on the road.
So I was on my way to my internship, and I was running late, so I was texting one of my coworkers at a stop sign, and then I look over to my left, and there was a cop on a motorcycle, and he looked at me and was like, and I was like, oh, you know, that like heart-sinking feeling.
The campaign is hosted by the California Office of Traffic Safety. To them, April is a month to speak up and speak out about distracted driving accidents. Well, here with us now is Commander Julia Engen to give us a little bit more information on exactly what this month entails. So can you tell me what's going on this month with it?
Well, law enforcement agencies throughout the state are participating in what is really a national campaign to bring awareness to distracted driving. Law enforcement agencies are going to be deploying extra resources to specifically target those that are not paying attention while they're driving.
Okay, and how much would a ticket be, I guess, if someone was caught?
Well, there's a varying rate, first and second offenses, and that will vary a little bit by area, but roughly $200 for a first offense, little under.
Okay. And I did hear about the high visibility enforcement operations that will be going on. Can you tell me a little bit about what those are?
Well, what's going to happen is extra resources. So in addition to patrol officers and traffic officers, additional officers out on grant-funded overtime are going to be saturating areas and specifically looking for people who are not paying attention while they're driving.
Okay. And just all throughout Southern California, or what kind of areas?
Well, there's a couple different campaigns going on. There's a national campaign, which is going to be going on between April 10th and 15th. There are also some specific targeting dates in the state of California that the Office of Traffic and Safety are asking for specific days of saturation enforcement.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, once again, I'm here with Commander Julia Engen, and we are here at the Irvine Police Department. I'm Megan Shim reporting for Chapman News. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Megan. The $8.5 million National Distracted Driver Awareness Month campaign officially kicks off next week.
Freshman psychology major Sarah Flanagan passed away at her home on March 21st. Sarah succumbed to chronic medical challenges. Sarah was a member of the university choir, and the group, along with the university singers, are performing a concert tonight at 7:30 p.m. in the Fish Interfaith Center in her memory. Chapman will hold a memorial service on campus in the coming weeks.
Coming up, Orange County Police band together for a cause.
And Natasha Martinez has our weekend weather update. Natasha?
We got a little taste of rain this week, but warm and dry temperatures are headed our way. I'll have your full forecast and more after the break. You're watching Chapman News, Orange County's news leader.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my ties. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Michael Sear. Name's John Dubert.
My name is Anthony Filiacci.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching Chapman News.
California Fish and Wildlife agents killed a mountain lion on Sunday afternoon after a close encounter with a mother and her 2 children. The mother and her kids were hiking in the area when they noticed the lion stalking them. Witnesses say the lion moved into a crouching position, bared its teeth, and was ready to attack. Wildlife experts made the decision to kill the animal. There have been several mountain lion sightings in the past month, so officials are warning people not to run if you see a mountain lion. Instead, they encourage you to wave your arms and call for help. Weather's been shaky lately in more ways than one.
I know, it's hot one day and then raining the next. I just want it to be sunny again with warm temperatures. Natasha, please tell us there's some of that in the upcoming week.
Well, good news, guys. The weather will be warming up in the following week, but before I get to that 5-day forecast, let's take a moment to acknowledge all of the earthquakes that have been happening in California over the past couple of weeks. Now, you can see by this map here that Mother Nature has not been very kind to us Californians. We've got 3 up in Northern California and about the 2.0s. And then down here in Southern California, we faced the biggest one, which was a 3.6. Then over here in the Idaho, Wyoming area, the big one there was about a 3.0. And then down here in Texas, a 2.9. So with all these earthquakes happening, it's not a bad idea to get a safety kit together, a backpack, put it in your car, in your garage, fill it up with some water bottles, canned foods, blankets, even a radio if you can find one. It's just always better to be prepared than not prepared at all. And if you think that earthquakes are bad, let's take a look over at what's happening in the West. We've got severe weather warnings over here, and that's due to some thunderstorms. You can see here in this yellow area, those are the high thunderstorm areas, and there's winds at about 58 miles per hour, and that is causing this red area right here, which are the tornado warnings. And that's crossing over about 9 states, including Texas, Missouri. All those states are affected by these warnings right here. People are taking shelter, there's debris flying everywhere, so we really hope that that's going to settle down for them within the next couple of weeks. Now let's take it back over to the southwest where we can see our weather over here. There's generally a nice cold kind of thing happening over here with these blue colors. That means that it's 40 and the 50s and below. But you can see down here in Southern California, we're a little lucky. We've got some yellow down here, and that means that that's 60 and above. And we've got 57 in Los Angeles, 59 in San Diego. So we're hoping that things will warm up. And actually, let's take a look at the 5-day forecast right here in Orange County. We've got below average today at normally our average is about 70 degrees. Today we've got 68 and it's a little cloudy. Over the weekend it will be warming up though. We've got a 73 high tomorrow, and on Sunday and Monday we've got 83 and 90 degrees. That's perfect beach weather. The sun is going to be shining. We're so excited for the weather to be warming up. And then Tuesday we've actually got 93 degrees. So this is looking pretty good for us. And actually over spring break last week I was in Florida. They had some warm temperatures down there. So I'm hoping that that warmth will come over here to Orange County. We're looking forward to summer. Are you guys looking forward to summer?
Absolutely. I think we're all ready for a little bit of warm weather, Natasha. Police are paid to protect and serve, and on Thursday they earn tips for it. Monica Petrozelli reports on this year's annual Tip a Cop fundraiser.
Honk the horn.
Police officers took over the Claim Jumper restaurant in Mission Viejo yesterday as celebrity waiters, donating all their tips to the Special Olympics of Southern California. This annual event, known as Tip a Cop, raised more than $1.3 million for the athletes in 2013.
It's a great feeling to help out the kids. There's kids here serving tonight. It's great to see them participating in this whole process to support their event. We love coming to things like this and helping out.
The 2014 Special Olympics are set to be hosted by New Jersey in June, with nearly 3,500 athletes participating.
Special Olympics changes lives. It empowers, it gives a sense of community, and improves an individual's life through sport. There isn't any other camaraderie that I've ever seen that's ever made such a big change, a pivotal change in the lives of individuals. It's truly inspiring.
This past Sunday, a fire was caused in the Claim Jumper restaurant by an indoor fireplace that sent flames into the wall and up into the attic, causing $85,000 in damages. Fortunately, there were no injuries, and police officers say that the damages won't interfere with their fundraising. In Mission Viejo, I'm Monica Petrozelli, Chapman News.
Police officers have another Tip a Cop event scheduled for this Tuesday at the Smoke and Barrel Barbecue Shack.
Chapman baseball stays hot, but the Angels not so much.
Tunsu Phillips has more on what's going on in sports. Tunsu?
Well, Mitch, the Angels may be off to a rough start, but the Chapman baseball team has been playing well. They're contending for a playoff spot in the SCIAC. Plus, the OC Sur community says goodbye to a legend. We got it all next on the Best Campus Sports Show.
that Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to De Niro. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's. Took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus. Driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my ties. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Michael Seard. Name's John Dubert.
My name is Anthony Filiacci.
And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching Chapman News.
Welcome back. With Chapman baseball making their playoff push to the Angels back in action for the new season, it's been an exciting week in sports. This is the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Tensu Phillip. Thanks for joining us. With a new coach and some new players, Chapman baseball didn't know what to expect coming into the season. Now, 26 games in, they have a winning record and we're looking to continue their good play on Tuesday, hosting the Vanguard Lions. It was a cold night at Hart Park, but the Chapman faithful came out with their blankets to cheer on their Panthers. Chapman senior Justin Hanks got the nod on the hill against a potent offensive Vanguard team. The Lions jumped out on top early. In the third, John Schwartz doubles to left center, scoring a run. Then an infield base hit, this one by Jack Deroux off by the pitcher. He beats it out, advancing the runner to third. Then Taylor McKnight grounds out to shortstop, scoring another run for the Lions. We move to the bottom of the ninth. Panthers down by one, runner on second, 2 outs. Mark Satzer pops up to third. And that would do it. Vanguard takes this one by the score of 4-3. Chapman News reporter Megan Shin was there after the game.
Thanks, Tensu. Yeah, it was a rough one for the Panthers today. They lost 4-3 to the Vanguard Lions, and now they are 16-10 and third place in the SCIAC Conference. However, coaches and players are still optimistic about the rest of the season.
The new things, the nuances, especially that I bring from the offensive side of things, is progressing well. I'm really pleased with the way that we're swinging the bat and have been progressing that way. And so I think just the sky's the limit for this team.
Well, obviously we got to win, but we play well. We got a couple good SCIAC series coming up, and if we win there, then we should find ourselves in the tournament.
I feel we're going to get on a big run here, and like I said, I think we're going to make a run at the conference tournament and go from there.
Orange County has always been known for their close-knit surfing community, and this Sunday they lost a legend. Hobie Alter, the inventor of the modern surfboard and small sailboats, passed away on Sunday at age 80 after his long battle with cancer. Leandro Romero takes a look into how his legacy will continue to live on.
Even if you're not familiar with surfing, you've probably heard the name Hobie before. Most know him as the man who revolutionized surfing, but for surfers who utilize his inventions, he will always be remembered as the man who paved the way for their surfing success.
He paved the way. You know, I was kind of a little bit before my time back in the longboards days, but God, he was the total craftsman.
Craftsman he was. In 1954, Hobie was fresh out of high school and already making wooden surfboards out of his parents' garage in Laguna Beach. With surfing becoming popular, Hobie began to look for a quicker, more effective way to make surfboards.
Well, what he really did is invent the modern surfboard, because before he figured out how to make them out of foam and fiberglass, they were made out of wood. And so in the 50s, he figured out with another guy, Gordon Clark, how to blow foam and put fiberglass on it, and that became the modern surfboard. We still make them that way now today, some 50 years later.
The first world surfing champion, Peter Townend, or best known as PT, believes Hobie was more than just an inventor. He was also a surf brand trailblazer.
You know, he'll always be remembered because of just the brand Hobie. And of course, here in Orange County, we have a whole chain of retail shops too. You know, the first shop he opened was in the 50s at Dana Point.
Tens of thousands of Hobie boards are still being sold in surf shops. The Hobie logo with the right hook under the H
can be seen at beaches around the world.
The impact Hobie has had on the surfing industry all around ensures that his legacy will continue to ride on with the waves. Leandra Romero, Chapman News.
A public paddle out for Hobie is scheduled for April 18th at Duhaney State Beach from 4 to 7 p.m. All boats and boards are welcome. And by now, you probably know that the Angels are struggling to begin this Major League Baseball season, as they are now 0-3, and all the more frustrating because unlike last year, they look good and healthy during spring training. Chapman News reporter Nicole Chenoweth was there in Tempe, Arizona, and chatted up a few Angel fans on how they felt about their team in 2014.
At least a wild card team is our hope, and for maybe a pennant in the American League West would be perfect.
I think Hamilton's going to do better this season.
Hamilton and Trout are the two standout players.
Yeah, I think Bull's going to do really good.
They'll probably go to the playoffs and hopefully go to the World Series.
After being swept by the Seattle Mariners, the Angels now leave Anaheim for a 6-game road trip. They start a 4-game series in Houston against the Astros tonight at 5:10 p.m. And that will be all for me here at the Best Campus Sports Show. And coming up next, from Chapman skit to television, Nicole Michalak breaks down the latest in local entertainment news. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Chansu. After the break, we'll give you all the latest details on this year's Greek skit performance and a twist for one Chapman fraternity's tradition. I'll explain just ahead. You're watching Chapman News, OC's news leader.
Welcome back to Chapman News. Greek skits this weekend, and I couldn't be more excited. I'm actually in it. Are you going to come support your co-anchor?
I may have to check out the live feed in the Student Union tomorrow. I'm excited.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone should check that out.
Nicole, fill us in on the rest of the entertainment details.
Thanks, Mitch. Chapman Greek Life is putting on a show that you cannot miss. Tonight and Saturday night, the Greek community of Chapman University will be hosting Skit Night, where they perform 7-minute themed skits for the public to see. Each chapter can see any theme or choose any theme of their liking. So until tonight, the themes are kind of somewhat of a mystery. If you don't want to be crammed up in Memorial Hall tomorrow night, the Student Union will be showing a live feed of the show. There will be free food, cash bar for those over 21, and comfy couches to lounge on. Skit Night will be held in Memorial Hall tonight and Saturday night and all at 7 p.m., and tickets are still on sale for $5. Next Thursday on April 10th, the Gentlemen of Sigma Alpha Epsilon will be holding their second annual Chapman Idol. Instead of having a panel of judges, this year the audience will be the judge of the performances. Each contestant will give a number at the end of their performance for you to text the winning vote at the end of the show. Chapman Idol will be held in Memorial Hall at 7 p.m. Actor and comedian Jamar John Johnson will be hosting the event next Thursday. Tickets are on sale for $10, and all the proceeds will go to ALS Association of Orange County Chapter. It was a last forever for the cast of How I Met Your Mother this past week, and the show came to a 9-season close. And as well as the show ended with questions answered about the mother's name and destiny, and it left some viewers with some unexpected surprises. The king of late night, David Letterman, is retiring in 2015. I wonder who will fill his seat. Leah, what do you think?
Well, actually, if there's still time, I was planning on sending my resume in. Yeah, what do you think? Before we leave you, sports director Alec Bachner joins us on set with one more story.
Leah, Mitch has always been one of the favorites in the newsroom and overall a great guy, but over the past few days, he's made us realize that he has a lot of courage. Mitch plays for our Chapman football team here, and he just became the first active college football player in the country to publicly say that he's gay.
Well, Mitch, you came out to your teammates, and it's my understanding that they all gave you a standing ovation, and your newsroom family is equally as proud.
And Mitch, we want to congratulate you and say that we're so proud of you. We really are, and we want to thank you, truly thank you for being an inspiration to everyone, for being comfortable with who they really are, so thank you. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate all the love and support coming my way.
That's our show for today.
Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Leah Freeman.
I'm Mitch Eby for Alec Bachner. Have a great weekend.